Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel about all things living in Houston, Texas. My name is Rylie Schroeder. I'm a local Houston real estate agent. I was also born and raised in the area, so it's safe to say I know Houston like the back of my hand. So whether you were just starting your search, considering a move to Houston, your job's relocating you to Houston, you'll be here tomorrow, or you already live here and you're just trying to find the area that best aligns with your lifestyle, you're in the right spot. Hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so that you can be notified when I drop videos, because I drop them weekly. And do me one more favor, hit the like button. This helps anyone who's like you, trying to figure out what it's like to eat, sleep, live, breathe, play, all things Houston, Texas, find my videos too. Guys, I've helped hundreds of people move into Houston from out of state since 2019, and I love doing it. But the only way I can help you is if you reach out. So this number connects you directly to me. Give me a call, shoot me a text, or an email, whatever you're most comfortable with, whatever time of day is easiest for you, day, night, weekend. I want to have your back when moving to Houston, Texas. In today's video, I'm going to be covering the top 5 best neighborhoods to live, and I'm going to break this down according to your lifestyle. Houston's too big to name just 5 neighborhoods and assume everyone has the same lifestyle. It's just not realistic. So I'm going to break it down if you're a family and interested in the suburbs, if you're a family interested in the city, if you are a single or young professional, and then empty nesters. So there's going to be 4 different ones. I'm going to cover 20 different parts of Houston, depending on your lifestyle. So let's jump into it. I'm going to start with the top 5 best neighborhoods to be if you are a family looking to live out in the suburbs. A benefit if you're a family looking to live out in the suburbs is you get a lot of bang for your buck. Maybe you have a smaller budget. Our average home price is $340,000. It can get you a really long way, 3-4 bedroom with a nice backyard in these Houston suburbs. Say you have a budget of up to 1 or 2 million, you are gonna get a huge house with space or whatever is most important to you out in these suburbs. Versus the city, you're gonna be on a smaller lot. So if you are a family looking to be in the burbs, here are my top 5 places. Number 1 is gonna be Katy, Texas. So Katy is out west of Houston. Literally directly I-10 is where you're going to find Katy. This is such a family-friendly spot. Katy has been one of the most popular places or fastest growing places in all of Texas for a couple years now. Like it ranks at number 1 or number 2 for a couple years now. And this is why it is so family friendly. There's a ton of new construction communities. If you're looking for a home that's never been lived in, or something that was only built in the last 5 to 7 years. There's so many options out here. And all of these communities really cater to families. There's a ton of community pools, hiking trails, Katy Mills Mall. There's a lot to do within Katy that's great for a family, not to mention the amazing schools. They have award-winning schools. In all of Texas, Katy ISD ranks as number 12. In all of Texas for best independent school districts. And their Seven Lakes High School ranks in the top 10 for best high schools in all of Texas. So you've got some great places to be. If you've got an athlete in your family, Katy High School ranks in the top 10 places for athletes. So if you've got someone really interested in football or baseball or softball who's showing a lot of promise there, Katy High School is a great place to be. And all you have to do is live within that district. So that's really cool. A lot of people living out in Katy either work in Katy or they're traveling down 10 to get to the Energy Corridor or into Greenway Plaza in downtown. This is really just a straight shot for all 3 of them. It's a super easy drive. Can be kind of hellish during traffic if you're traveling during those rush hour hours, so that's something to be aware of. But Katy is a fantastic place to be out in the suburbs for families. Katy's average home price is a little bit higher than the rest of Houston. It's currently sitting at around $105,000. when the rest of Houston is $340. So you're gonna be spending a little bit more to get to Katy, especially to be in those award-winning schools, but a great place to be for families. Number 2 on my list for best neighborhoods for families to live in Houston is Sugar Land. This is close to where I grew up. I grew up in a really small town called Meadville. Sugar Land was like the closest bigger city with like an HEB. And this is where my dad lives with his wife now and their son, who will be graduating from George Ranch High School very soon. So if my own family loves it and feels safe there, it's a great place for you to consider too. So Houston is southwest of downtown Houston. Some great communities to consider within Sugar Land are New Territory and Greatwood. They're all zoned to some really great schools. Great place for you to check out school ratings is niche.com or greatschools.org. A lot of people living out here with families are commuting up 69 to Greenway Plaza or downtown or the Med Center. These are all really easy to get to. And honestly, so is the Energy Corridor. In my opinion, 69, the Freeway 69 is one of the easier to commute during rush hour. I don't know why. I've commuted on a lot of them in different parts of Houston, and I find it goes a little bit faster. I say that lightly. There's still traffic, as always. But I find that commute to be a little more simple than, say, the I-10 freeway from Katy, the Katy Freeway. In Sugar Land, we have Sugar Land Town Square. It's literally a square where there's restaurants, shopping, a green space for kids where they have live music and festivals. And we also have First Colony Mall, which is a mall with tons of shopping. So really fun to check out. Greatwood and New Territory and Sugar Land in general is a more established community. You're not going to find new construction homes here. All of these homes are going to be 10, 20 plus years old. Greatwood did start building a new section with new construction. Those are all going to be upwards of $400,000. When I was pulling stats and data for this video, I was a little surprised to learn that the average home price in Sugar Land is $520,000 right now. Feels a little high because I'm confident you could get a decent house there for around Houston's average home price, which is $340,000. What I think will be important to mention in terms of that house is it's probably going to be a little bit outdated. You might want to be removing some wallpaper. You might want to replace the countertops, little things like that. But Sugar Land's a great place to be nonetheless if you're looking for an established community out in the suburbs. Number 3 on my list, and I'm kind of going to group 2 little cities that are close to each other together. This is Friendswood and League City. So both of these places are really central to Houston and Galveston. They're kind of in the middle. You're a 30-minute drive into downtown, and you're a 30-minute drive into Galveston. So you use 45 South or 45 North. 45 North can be a little hellish too. Just keep that in mind with rush hour traffic. There's always construction on 45 for some reason. But Friendswood and League City are home to some of the best rated high schools in Texas. Friendswood ISD ranks number 21 in terms of best districts in all of Texas. Both Friendswood and League City have a very much like a small town vibe, even though they're really close to the actual city. Friendswood itself is really small, a little south of Pearland. They're both really close to Taylor Lake and Kemah too. So if you like fishing, if you and your family are really big on outdoors, going to the beach, things like that, Friendswood and League City are 2 really good spots for you to consider. The average home price in Friendswood is $480,000. Number 4 on my list, another 2 communities I'm gonna kind of group together. It's Bridgeland and Town Lake, and these are located in Cypress, Texas. These are master planned communities. Bridgeland itself features a wide range of amenities. They have 60 miles of walking trails, a 900-acre lake, tons of activities, community center, playground for you and your family to enjoy. This is a huge, both of these places are really huge with families because there's so many events without even having to leave your community. Bridgeland and Town Lake are zoned to Cypress Fairbanks, which is an award-winning school, a great district to check out, and there are also some great private schools in the area. Town Lake is really unique. They have a lot of events and amenities that you cannot go to unless you are a resident of Town Lake. They also have a full-time lifestyle director that plans just for Town Lake festivals, events, and all kinds of things to do throughout the year, which is really awesome. Um, Town Lake itself also has a lazy river water park. They have a marina with boat slips if you're into boating. And you don't want to be south, or you can't be south because of your job, Town Lake's a great place for that. The average home price in Bridgeland and Town Lake is significantly higher. It's sitting at $620,000 as of this video. You're going to be spending a little bit more to get into these communities. Unless you want a smaller house, you can probably find a smaller house for around $400,000, but still significantly higher than a lot of other suburbs in Houston. Their HOA is going to be a lot higher too, again, because of all of these community events that they're hosting. You're going to be paying a premium to get into those. Bridgeland and Town Lake are located right up 290 northwest of Houston. These are great spots to live if you work in the energy quarter or downtown. It's a pretty straight shot commute to get there. Last but certainly not least on my list for best neighborhoods to live in the suburbs for families, and that is none other than the Woodlands. The Woodlands is located right up North 45. A lot of people living in the Woodlands aren't actually commuting into Houston for work. They work in the Woodlands or in Conroe. But if you do work downtown, it's really a straight shot. You're looking at probably an hour without traffic to get into downtown for that. The Woodlands has a ton to do. There's the Woodlands Waterway. It's just literally a beautiful waterway that runs through the Woodlands. You can rent a kayak, you can go paddle boarding, there's water taxis, so a ton to do on the water. It's also good to mention that it is pretty close to Conroe and Lake Conroe, so again, if you like boating, doing things on the water, fishing, or hiking, there's a ton to do that's very close in proximity to the Woodlands. The Woodlands also has the Cynthia Woods Mitchell Pavilion, which is a venue for concerts. I've seen Jason Aldean there, which was a lot of fun. I know that Cody Jinks was there a couple months back. So if you like that kind of lifestyle, there's always going to be events for you to attend. The Woodlands is home to several top-rated golf courses. There's a Panther Trail Golf Club, the Woodlands Country Club, to name a few. So a great spot to be if your family likes golf. The average home price in the Woodlands is the highest of the 5 that I've mentioned. The average home price in the Woodlands is $730,000 as it sits today. So you're going to be spending a little bit more to get into the Woodlands. I like to consider the Woodlands a little bit similar to Dallas because it costs more to live there, and they kind of operate in their own little world outside of Houston. As I mentioned, a lot of people aren't living in the Woodlands and commuting in Houston. It's just the Woodlands. So keep that in mind too. Next, we're going to talk about the top 5 places for families to be in the city. If being in the city, being in very close proximity to all the things the city has to offer is very important to you, you're used to that kind of lifestyle, I'm going to give you the top 5. If you're living in the city, you're going to need a little bit bigger budget, which I will cover. So let's kick it off with number 1. It is none other than Memorial. The Memorial area is just west of downtown. They actually have their own little city center with things to do, restaurants, and shopping. And they're really close to the energy quarter as well if you work there. You're pretty close no matter where you work in the city to get within a decent amount of time from Memorial. Memorial also has Memorial High School, which is an award-winning high school, a very huge high school and great for athletes, according to niche.com. And there's also some really great private schools nearby if that's what you're interested in. The average home price in Memorial is $1.4 million. So you're going to be spending a lot more to get zoned into Memorial High School and that area in general. But you're getting a pretty big house for that, normally on a decent sized lot with backyards for kids to run and play. Number 2 is Rice Village and West University. I'm going to group these together because of their location proximity. They're just southwest of downtown in that inner loop, the highly coveted inner loop. This is a very affluent area. I would compare this to a little bit more of like new money. This is one of the most beautiful places to drive through, in my opinion, in all of Houston. The homes have a ton of character. They're very unique and they're ginormous. You're going to be paying a lot to get into these communities. The average home price is $1.7 million, but it goes up to 8.9 or plus more. Just in the last 6 months, the highest home price was 8.9. But you're going to be paying a little bit of a premium to get into this area. If you do live in this area, a lot of times your kids are going to go to private school, and there are some award-winning ones in the area. But the benefit of being here in Rice Village and West University is its proximity to the med center. Got a lot of doctors and nurses and medical professionals living in West U. Not to mention how easy it is to get downtown, Greenway Plaza, even out to the energy corridor. But you're so close being in that inner loop to the museums, the theater district, the zoo, the aquarium, a ton to do for families. If you got the budget to be there, it's a great place to consider. This leads me to number 3, which is River Oaks. River Oaks and Rice Village, very similar. River Oaks, I would say, feels a little bit more like old money. The average home price is even higher in River Oaks. It's 2.1 as of today. The homes range from, they start at like 400,000. You can't get below 400,000 for a single family home in River Oaks. And even that's going to be really small, really old, probably lot value house. So you'd have to tear it down and build something else. It goes all the way up to 3.2 or more than that. So this is where a lot of affluent and luxury homes are because of its proximity to the city. It's in the inner loop as well. Rice Village is south of 69. River Oaks is north of 69. So they're just separated by a freeway, really. Great places to be. Again, in River Oaks, you're going to be looking at private school more than likely, but its proximity to the Med Center, to the Galleria area, to downtown, make it super easy and accessible to live. Number 4 on my list is Oak Forest and Garden Oaks. So this area is just northwest of Houston. It's literally sits right outside of the loop on the edge of 290, as if you were going to Cypress, but it's only on the outside of the loop. Great proximity to downtown, to get into the energy corridor. And Oak Forest Elementary is a very highly rated elementary school in that area. People are generally paying a premium to get their kids into this elementary. For all of the places I've named in the city, this one's going to be on the lowest end. Their average home price is $290,000. So you're probably looking at a home without a garage here for that price, and pretty outdated. What a lot of people are doing in this area are buying a lot with a home on it, tearing it down and rebuilding. So as you drive through this area, you're going to find bigger homes next to much smaller homes that look a little dilapidated sometimes. So if this is something you're interested in, building your own home from the ground up, Oak Forest is a great place to do that. And last on my list for families looking to live in the city, you should consider Bel Air. So Bel Air High School is one of the top rated ones in all of Houston. And Bel Air in general just feels very clean, very affluent when you drive through. They've taken care of Bel Air really, really well over the years. A lot of times it's older homes. Some of the older homes have been torn down, and Bel Air's homes in general just feel like mansions. They're huge. A lot of them have a lot of that old school character because Bel Air is a very established, nice neighborhood in Houston. It's also really close to the Med Center, so I have a lot of medical professionals living out here. It's right on the edge of the loop, kind of groups inside the loop and outside the loop to the west of downtown. So close proximity to all the things to do that Houston has to offer. Their average home price is 1.1. So on the lower end of the 5 that I've named, you can get some good house, good bang for your buck to be within the city and zoned to good schools in Bel Air. Okay, the next part of my video is geared towards all of my single people moving into Houston, or my young professionals, couples who are really concentrated on their career, who haven't started a family yet, or maybe have smaller children. These next 5 are gonna be for you. And I'm gonna start off with the Heights. The Heights is where I live. This is located in the loop, the northwest part of the loop. The Heights has the historic district. It has some really cute bungalows. When you're located in a historic district, there are a lot of rules in terms of remodeling your house and what you can and cannot touch. So that keeps a lot of character within the Heights, which is beautiful. The average home price is $760,000. I say that for single family home. I just recently helped a girl move here from Ohio, and she purchased a townhome style home for $430,000. So it's doable with a pretty decent budget to get a townhome style home. You're not going to have a backyard with that, or a really small backyard. But if it's a priority to you to live within the inner loop, a place with nightlife, there's a huge walking trail. The Heights is totally somewhere you should consider. Number 2 is going to be downtown. So downtown does not have single family or townhomes. If you're living downtown, you're going to be living in a high-rise or mid-rise condo, which if that's the lifestyle you're looking for, downtown is the perfect spot to be. If you like going to Astros games, Texans games, Dynamo games, if that's a priority for you, if being central, having a lot to do, a lot of nightlife, a lot of restaurants to try, you are in the middle of it all in downtown, but you got to be okay with that condo style living. You're going to have a monthly maintenance fee to live in places like this, but a lot of your maintenance is taken care of for you. So if that's the lifestyle you want to live, totally consider downtown. The average condo prices downtown is $310,000. So that's pretty awesome. Normally though, that means a 1 bedroom, 1 bath. You're not getting a super large 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom condo for that price. So keep that in mind. It's a smaller space, but some really cool buildings, some really unique buildings to look into. Number 3 on my list for singles or young professionals is River Oaks and Upper Kirby. So I mentioned River Oaks for families, but it's also a great spot for my young professionals because of its proximity to the Galleria area, to Greenway Plaza. It's literally neighboring Greenway Plaza, if not in Greenway Plaza for Upper Kirby, and downtown. So if that's where your job is located, it's a great spot to be. A super short commute, an easy bike ride if that's your thing. Not in the summers because it's way too hot and you have to change suits by the time you get to work. But a really good place to be in location to restaurants, work, and things to do. In River Oaks, there's a lot of apartment living, not as many single family homes unless you're looking to spend a couple million, but there are townhomes, condos, and mid to high-rise condos. That average price point being probably $400,000 to $500,000. If you're looking for something really small, maybe a little outdated, you can get away in the $200,000. So a good spot to be if you're working on a single income and you want to be in the city and own something of your own instead of rent. Number 4 on my list for singles and young professionals is Midtown and Montrose. So this is just to the west of River Oaks and Upper Kirby, where I just talked about, and to the east of downtown, right outside of downtown. This is a really good spot to be for anyone who really likes a nightlife. If you want to walk to things to do, day drinking on a patio, fun things like that. Great spot to be for people interested in having a very social life. Average single family home price is $760,000. But townhomes and condos, average price is $400,000. So you can definitely get something for a reasonable price and still be in the city with close proximity to all the things to do and nightlife. If that's important to you, consider Montrose and Midtown. Last but not least, for my singles and young professionals, you should consider Edo. So Edo is east downtown. It's literally east of downtown. And this is kind of an up and coming area. Home prices haven't maxed out yet. There's still some gentrification going on. You can get a really nice townhome here for $400,000, $500,000. Edo is a great place to invest. If you're looking for a primary residence, the average home price is $250,000. And this isn't like a single family home. We're looking at townhome or condo style homes for that price. If you have a budget of up to $450,000, you can get something probably really nice in Edo. But it's a great place to invest too. If you're looking to live in the suburbs but have your first investment property, Edo would be a great place because there are a lot of renters there. Edo is relatively affordable compared to the rest of the inner loop. It's going to be the lowest price one on my list. So definitely something to consider. If you're moving in, you want to be near the city, but want to get a lot of bang for your buck and a good, safe investment, consider Edo. All All right, empty nesters, I'm talking to you now. I'm going to give you the top 5 best neighborhoods if you're an empty nester. I'm going to start off with number 1, and that is Sugarland. I named this spot for families too, and that's kind of why it's great for empty nesters. There is a lot to still do. There's a lot of communities that cater to 55 and up, a lot of condos that are just 1-story or 1-story homes, and it's really close to 59, which just feeds right into the medical center. So really good spot for people who are retired, who still want things to do, but want to be in close proximity to the city. Number 2 on my list for all you empty nesters, and that is the Clear Lake area. So Clear Lake is not an actual city. This is an area. So I'm going to encompass Clear Lake with Seabrook, Kemah, Lake City, Webster. Everything out there would be great for empty nesters if you're looking for this laid back, relaxed lifestyle, and especially if you like being near the water. If you like fishing, hiking, doing outdoor activities, Clear Lake area is going to be a great spot for you. There also has a community called Bay Oaks. This is a great country club to be a part of. If golfing is something you want to do in your retirement years, Bay Oaks Country Club and the community of Bay Oaks is a great spot for you to consider. So Clear Lake is southwest of Houston down 45, and that's going to lead me to number 3, which is on the other side of Houston, north. If you follow 45 north, you're going to get to Conroe and Lake Conroe. This would be a great spot for empty nesters for similar reasons. If you're looking for that laid back, relaxed lifestyle and you like doing things outside, boating, fishing, hiking, Lake Conroe and that community is beautiful. There's beautiful landscape, there's beautiful surroundings, some great 55 and up communities, and again, some condos that just offer 1-story. Lake Conroe also gives you access to Conroe Regional Medical Center, which is important for a lot of empty nesters to be close to a med center. So you're close to that in Lake Conroe too. Number 4 is Cinco Ranch. So Cinco Ranch is a part of Katy. Katy is great for newer families. I say that over and over again. The reason I say Cinco Ranch is good for empty nesters because it has all of those community activities. It's very vibrant, but Cinco Ranch itself is more established than a lot of Katy. Cinco Ranch has some 55 and up communities, but Cinco Ranch in general, average home price is $560,000. It's a great location. You can get on Katy Freeway to feed you in to the inner loop where the med center is. But it's also really close to Sugarland, which has some hospitals and great primary care facilities there as well. Last but not least on my list for empty nesters, and that is number 5, Richmond. So Richmond has a great 55 and up community of Del Webb. I have placed so many clients there. I actually know a lot of friends, family members that live there. They have a lot of activities, and it's a 55 and up community. So you cannot be in this community unless you're 55 or older. So that leads to a lot of empty nesters, a lot of people in retirement or about to be in retirement. So a lot of like-minded individuals. And Richmond, like Sugarland, is really close to that 5969 that feeds right into the med center. And Sugarland itself has branches of Memorial Hermann and great primary care facilities as well. So totally something to consider, that southwest region in Richmond. That wraps up my top 5 neighborhood suggestions depending on your lifestyle, and this is a very high level view. I would love to dig into this further with you. There's so many places I did not mention that may be worth considering depending on your lifestyle. So do me a favor and reach out. That's the only way I can help, the only way I can give you recommendations that fit for you and your family or whatever your situation is. Give me a call, shoot me a text or email. I have done this over 100 times, helped families and couples and young professionals and singles and empty nesters come here and retire in Houston, live their life in Houston, start a new life in Houston. And I want to help you too, but I can only do that if you reach out. So I look forward to hearing from you. Until my next video, I'll see you later.